Hi, in this video we'll be building a stopwatch app so that we can pause and reset. This app is slightly harder than our previous currency converter app, and it is this app here, so we can start it. We can pause it, and we can also reset it. So let's begin by creating a new project. I've already built my project. This is actually the completed project. But once you create it, once you create a new project, call it stopwatch. And once you created it, go to your activity main XML, and if you have a hello world, delete it. This is actually the built app. So what I'm going to do is I am also going to create a new file. So we're going to start from the top. So new project, empty activity, call it stopwatch app, and it'll be in Java, and I'm gonna create finish. Now once we've finished our complete app, it should look something like this and this. You should have something like this. So that's what we should have next. Okay, I'm just waiting for this to finish loading. Now you can actually call it what you want, but it's obviously better to call it something relevant. I'm just going to pause the video for now and up until everything's finished. My project has finished. Now sometimes if you create a new file and you go to the activity main, you will see a hello world XML text. Just delete that, and then go into split or to the code. Split is better, I think, because you can see the changes. Now we will change our constraint layout to a linear layout. So just go to this here. Oops. Linear layout. Okay. And then we're gonna add in Android orientation vertical, and below that we're gonna also add Android gravity center. Okay. Now below this part here and above the linear layout, so within this linear layout, we're gonna add a chronometer. Okay, so just do that. Chronometer. We're gonna set the width as wrap content and the height as wrap content as well. The text size will be 30. Android text size 30 dp. Android ID. Chronometer. I'm going to close it. Okay. Okay, now below that we're going to create a button. Okay, and then once you wrote all of that, copy and paste all of it. We're going to create 3 buttons. One's going to be the start one, the other's going to be the pause button, and the third one shall be the reset button. Don't worry about these red text for now. It's just saying we haven't built a method, but we will soon be building these methods. Also change that to pause. Now we're going to go to our Java section, and we're going to add under the main activity but above the onCreate, I'm going to put private chronometer private boolean running. Okay, and okay, so after we add in the private chronometer and boolean, we're going to connect our chronometer from our main activity to our Java. So to do this, we use our find by UID. r.id chrono. Let's just look at the oh yeah, I forgot to add a ID to this. Actually, no, I have an ID, chronometer. That's weird. It's not coming up. Okay, that should be fine. So now we're going to create a method, and we're going to create after our onCreate public void, and we're going to call it start chronometer. I think I'm butchering the pronunciation of the chronometer, but not much I can do about that. Okay, so sometimes when you get that red, it means you haven't imported the proper class. So just import it, and it should be fine. Now, we're going to repeat this method 3 times, so we're going to copy and paste it 2 more times. And we're going to pause. We're going to call the second one pause. And we're going to call the third one reset. And for our start chronometer, we're going to put if statement. If it's not running, the explanation means not. So if it's not running, so if running is not true, so that's basically saying if running is not true, run this piece of code. true. Okay. Now we're going to go to our pause one. So just to explain this part, what we're saying is if running is not true, so if this boolean is not true, we're going to run the chronometer and then we're going to make it true. So basically it sorts out the on and off thing. So for our pause chronometer, we're going to put if running is true, chronometer stops. So if running is true, if this is running, if the chronometer is running, then when we press this, when this method is triggered, is run, it stops the chronometer, i.e. making it the pause button, and then it makes the running false. Now we're going to test our app, and should be in working order. We're not going to work our reset method for now, we'll just focus on these two. This is the previous version. This isn't our app. This isn't the app we've built. This is a previous app. So we're just going to wait for our app. This here is the full version, the completed version. Ours is not up to that extent yet, but hopefully by the end of this video, by the end of this series, it will be finished and we'll have something working completely like this app. And also hopefully our app, the one we've just coded, starts running. Apologies for this. Normally it's much faster actually. I'm just going to pause the video and then when it comes on I'm going to hi, so I've run our code and now we're going to see if it works. So we click the start button. Oh, see the error that's occurred? Let's pause it. Press start again. Now I'm assuming something similar happened to yours. Maybe not such a big jump, but the error we do get is that once we pause it and restart it, it doesn't, instead of staying at the number that it originally was, it adds a number. And you might also get the error I had, in which it went from 0 to like 35 or something like that. Now we're going to fix this by editing our code. So we go back to this code, and we're going to add in a new code. Chronometer dot set base hold on, I'm just gonna write it above. So chronometer dot set base system clock dot elapsed real time. Now for the pause button. What happens is that if we stop the text button but not the actual chronometer. So to solve this, we're going to add in a what we don't want is that for it to, after we paused it be increasing. We want it to be the number at which we paused it, the time at which we paused it. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a private long pause offset. And then we'll go back to our pause chronometer. Now we're going to add it. We're going to add our pause offset equals system.clock.elapsed real time. That dash thing, I guess you don't need to put space. I'm just going to add space because it looks slightly more appeasing, but you don't need to add the space between the dash. Just make sure you put a semicolon at the end. Now we go back to our start chronometer, and we're going to, after the real time, we're going to do the dash and the pause offset. This is slightly confusing, but have a think and bear with me. Explaining this is slightly difficult, but once you go through the code, you get a hang of it. Okay. Now we're going to edit our reset part. So this here, the reset button. So chronometer. We're setting the base to system clock elapsed time. I want to make the pause offset to 0. That should be pause offset. So let's just change that. So let's just, technically it would work if it was the way we spelt it, but I'm just going to be, it just makes more sense to have it correctly spelled. Now let's test that up and pray that it works. So this is our app, it's up and running. We press start and it works. We pause it, wait a few seconds, and it goes back and it starts off from the second that we put the timer that we paused at. We press the reset button and it resets. Hallelujah, it works. Thank you for watching, and congratulations for coming this far into the course, into this video, and see you in the next video where we're building our grocery store app. If you have any questions, send me an email and I'll be happy to respond.